There's one. I'm gonna add one more just for extra stability. And gotta just make sure to always cut off any excess. Woo, I'm almost done. Oh, that feels awesome to be able to say, I'm almost done. Yes. This is probably the tallest part just because it's anchored to the house, but oh shoot. Well, I kind of looped this one a little bit weird. Oh. 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 Okay, I'm done with that one. Okay. Can you hear me? I don't know if the mic is on or not. Hopefully it is. Hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I don't need to connect the next string light set yet, but I will need to soon. You know what? It is much easier to work right now than it was this morning. This morning it didn't feel too bad at first. There was a slight breeze and that made me feel like, oh, maybe it's not gonna be so hard. But then once the sun really came out, that's when I started regretting being out here. And at the same time, it made me feel so grateful that I have the shade cloth up because, man, this makes a world of a difference, you guys. In this little section right here, I am gonna attach the shade cloth to the string lights just because the shade cloth has, just because this is where I connected some pieces of the wire. So I just wanna make sure that I have that zip tied in place so that if it gets too windy, the shade cloth won't lift up and then tear in that little area. You know, like it won't be like rubbing up against this portion. Do I have any others like this? No, I think most of them I was able to get to the corners. Okay, that's gonna give me so much more peace of mind. Oh shit. Oh my god, here I am already messing up the string lights. Oh. Okay. Almost done. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be so worth it when summertime is here and like we can't step a foot outside and then the sun goes down and it's probably still gonna be 100 degrees out here, but at least there will be no sun and I can come out here and garden quietly. Oh, can you imagine that? Start some seeds outside in the silence. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. And then it'll also give me an opportunity to come outside like really, really early in the morning before the sun is up to water my plants if I need to. I mean, everything is set up on drip irrigation, so Technically, I don't need to, but maybe if I direct sow something and I need to water it in, it'll make things a lot easier for me. Okay. I am on my last set of string lights, and I hope that I have enough. If not, I will probably just take some of my older string lights and connect them to these to finish off the rest of the garden. Because I would much rather have them overhead than have them like against the wall. I mean, that does help too, and it does look nice, but I prefer this much more. I feel like we'll get more even lighting. To connect the string lights, I'm using these Cord Protect Twist and Seal from Lowe's. I bought a few in the color black so that they would match the string lights. But they also come in like a green color so that they can match with whatever cord you have. And these work really good because in case it rains, we don't want water getting in there. We don't want water getting into the cords and like messing everything up, you know? So it's just good insurance. Now I really do wish that I had maneuvered this in a way where the cord protectors would be a little bit more hidden, because I don't like the fact that they're so visible, especially against the white shade cloth. But I think at night it's not really going to make a difference. And then I zip tie the cord protector in place as well. If I ever really need to open it up, I can always just unzip tie it, but this way I can distribute some of the weight a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Okay. One of the most pressing things on my to-do list is painting the trunks of my trees. I think it's going to be a lot easier now, and I was really worried about it before. Not so much right now because of the shade cloth, but I still want to get it done ASAP, because that way my trees will have their sunscreen ready for the summer. Because my goal this year is to not lose any tree to the summer heat. Am I out of zip ties? No. No. Hold on, let me go look for some. No, I was so close. At least this area. What? No. Oh man. Shoot. I have metal zip ties, but I really, really want to hold off on using those. Oh well. Oh man, I was so close. I feel more than slightly annoyed with myself because I ran out of black zip ties. I definitely should have bought more, but I didn't think that I would run out, and I just did. And I have metal zip ties, and I might have to use some of those, but I'm trying to avoid doing that as much as possible, just because I feel like it's gonna increase the risk of rips in the shade cloth. I have to be like so meticulous, so instead I'm gonna be using some cotton twine. I'll just wrap it a few times, and then I'll make little knots everywhere. And it's probably gonna take me much longer than zip ties, but at least this way I can guarantee that there's gonna be no rips up here. Oh my gosh, and I thought about buying another pack, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna have all these zip ties left over, I'm not gonna use them. And here I am, regretting that so badly. It's not that big of a deal though. Using the twine is still gonna last for a really, really long time. I have twine from years ago still up. It's still on the trellises and stuff. And eventually I'll just have to come out here one day and just add some zip ties when I have a chance. But at least this way it's set up, and I'll probably just replace them as they need. So this is probably going to take a little bit longer than it would have with the zip ties. Maybe in the other areas I'll use the metal zip ties, because that I don't mind. I'm not scared of like the shade cloth ripping or anything, because the zip ties aren't that close, if that makes sense. Like, they're gonna be dangling a little bit lower than over here. But here, because it's rubbing right up against the shade cloth, I just want to make sure that I don't rip it. Okay, I have like a good 5 or so ready. I thought about just running to the store real quick to pick up more zip ties, but I feel like that's just going to take longer. Plus, I'm already so sweaty, I'm going to be kind of embarrassed. And what if traffic's bad? I might as well just use what I already have at home as like a temporary fix. At least I know these will last me a few months, if not longer. And then I can go ahead and just reattach zip ties here and there as I need to. The rest of the project was very repetitive. I did the exact same thing of just lugging the ladder around, trying to position it in a way where I could reach the cable wire, and then I would use cotton twine to tie the string lights onto the wire. At no point did I ever attach the string lights by themselves, because I don't want there to be a lot of tension whenever there's windy days or any storms that come through. I want the cable wire to be the one holding all the weight, all of the tension, and then the string lights are just sort of attached to it. But this way none of the string lights rip, and I don't have to do any sort of repairs, because honestly I am not looking forward to climbing up this ladder or being outside at all during the summertime. Here in the low desert, it's funny because things are flipped. In other areas, summertime is whenever the gardens start ramping up. Things have already broken out of their spring dormancy, and a lot of growth will start happening because the days are nice and warm. And I think what helps a lot of things grow, I mean, I know that there's a lot of factors, but I think one main factor is that there are periods throughout the day where it cools down, whether that's late in the evenings or early mornings or through the night. That I think helps to give plants that rest from the heat so that they can recover and continue growing. Whereas here in the low desert, we don't get that. We don't get a break. It stays hot all throughout the night. The nicest time to be outside is literally before the sun comes up. But even after the sun goes down, the day doesn't just cool down. The heat is everywhere. And a lot of the times it feels pretty unbearable, which is why I'm putting in all this effort to set up the shade cloth, because I need to give my plants a break some way or another, and shade cloth is going to do that. But just setting it up is so tedious that I can't wait to complete this project, because I feel like once I'm done, I'm going to feel so much relief and freedom to just continue gardening in a way that's a lot safer for me. But at the same time, I'm not going to feel like I'm in a rush, because that's how I feel right now. I feel like no matter what, no matter how tired I am, I need to get my butt outside and finish setting up the shade cloth if I want to keep my garden alive, which I do. Which gardener doesn't want to do that? But honestly, for a lot of gardeners in the low desert, the summertime is when a lot of gardens take a break, because the sun just burns everything. And even with shade cloth, I still have to be cautious about when I go outside, because it's going to help to lower the temperature. It's going to help to create a microclimate. It's going to help things be a little bit cooler. It's going to help the plants keep growing. But it's not a miracle worker. It's still going to be extremely hot in the low desert, and with extreme heat comes a lot of heat exhaustion
and that's something to be cautious of. So I am setting this up so that my garden can pretty much go on autopilot and I don't have to worry about tending after it so much. That way I can be safer indoors until it cools down, at which point I will be living outside. Living, did I say leaving?
I'm finally done setting up all the string lights. The sun's about to go down. I just turned them on just to test them out. There's still a few things I need to pick up, like I need to pick up some extension cords to be able to hook up the lights properly. Right now I'm just using another one. I disconnected other lights to be able to test these out. I'm not 100% done yet. There's still some tweaks here and there that I need to fix. But this is a little overview of what it looks like. I think it's gonna look much better. I think it already looks so nice, and it's gonna look even better once the sun fully goes down. Look at this. It looks amazing. It is very, very, it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, I'm gonna go inside so I can shower real quick. I'm gonna go inside to eat dinner, shower, and then once the sun fully goes down, I'm gonna come out here to show you what the lights look like. Because they're gonna look so pretty. I can't believe I finished it. I thought for sure I was gonna run out of time. Oh, it would have been way, way faster with zip ties, but I looked everywhere. Oh shoot, my tripod fell. I looked everywhere for zip ties. Shoot. What am I doing? I looked everywhere for some leftover zip ties. I wasn't able to find any, unfortunately, but I found enough. But I did find a couple, so those definitely helped, but the whole process just took forever. I'm so excited though. I think it's gonna look gorgeous at night. I want to show you what the backyard looks like without the lights on. As you can see, it's really dark out here. And then into the garden, you just can't see anything at all. But wait, because look at this. Guys, I could do ASMRs out here if I wanted to. I could just be like silent gardening at night, ASMR style. Relaxing gardening at night, ASMR style. It's just so nice. It feels amazing. Oh my gosh, let me go look from the front yard to see what it looks like.